Hey everyone, I'm back with a quick video. Well, actually, this might not be too quick, but I'm going to try my best to keep this moving, alright? Alright, so I have some tips for people who are starting locks. I noticed I have a lot of new subscribers. A lot of you don't even have locks, so I'm sure that you're interested and inclined and you need a little push. So I'm going to give you some tips so that you're well prepared for when you decide to start finally, okay? You want to make sure that you're confident and sure. You don't want to waste your time and your money. A lot of you are going to salons to get these done. They're not cheap. The only way that you're going to be confident and sure is if you give it some time. Do your research. You want to make sure that your hair is healthy. You want to start off with healthy hair because you don't want to have the complications that come with starting your locks with damaged hair. That's not a good look. You're going to have a lot of issues with dryness and breakage if your hair is not healthy to begin with. You want to learn the process so you know what's normal. A lot of you ask me, oh, I'm getting lumps in my locks. I think I need to start over. Is this bad? Yeah, that's completely normal. That's a part of the process called budding. Your hair buds as it begins to lock. That's where the lock starts. Like the nucleus of the lock, almost, kind of. Frizziness, that comes with locks. It's normal. Just do your research. Watch my videos, watch a ton of other people's videos, blogs, vlogs, all that good stuff. You'll learn about locks. Talk to people with locks. You'll learn about the process and know what's normal, so you don't freak out when something happens to you that you did not think would happen to you. Especially in the first year, we go through a lot of changes with our locks in the first year. It's really important that we know what to expect, so we're not stunned and startled and scared when it happens, Okay, you want to consider the size of locks that you want. Also, you have to consider how much hair you have on your head and your hair texture, because that's all going to play a part in how the size turns out. If you have thin hair and you want thick locks, you're probably not going to have that many locks on your head. If you have thick hair and you want thin locks, God bless you, you can have a lot of maintenance. Especially for the ladies out there, you want to do lock styles, a lot of intricate styles often. So then you want to make sure that you have great parts. Okay? If you don't care about styles too much, then your parts might not be as important to you. But if you want to have a fresh retwist all the time and you want styles that are going to show off your parts, your grid pattern, then you want to make sure that you start your locks off with precise, sharp parts. You want to think about how you're starting your locks, okay? The method of which you start your locks can make you or break you, okay? If you have wavy hair, then comb coils might not be the best thing for you. You may need to interlock. You may need to back comb. If you have long hair, then you may not want to start off with comb coils. You might want to start off with 2-strand twists or even braids. But you want to consider all your options. There are a ton of ways to start locks. You don't have to start locks with comb coils. That's the most common way because most people tend to start their locks with shorter hair, and we tend to have kinkier texture hair. So that's the easiest way and usually the most convenient way, but not always. This is not even going to be just for locks. This is going to be about hair in general. Learn what works with your hair and stick to that. That just makes life easier. You don't have to do that, but that's just going to make life so much easier. Water is not the enemy, and this is something I mention in a ton of my videos because it's always relevant. Our hair needs water, okay? That is the #1 way that we're going to moisturize our hair, with water, okay? You want to oil your hair every day? Go ahead. Do it if you want to, but just know that the only true way to moisturize your hair is with water. Oil seals moisture in, but you need water to get that moisture to begin with. And water helps hair lock. Yes, it may encourage unraveling, but through the length of the lock, somehow water just helps the hair get matted together and weave into each other, so it's really needed. And plus, locks are so thirsty, like they're little sponges, and they're always thirsty. They want water. I would recommend for about maybe the first year, or maybe not even the whole first year, depending on your hair texture, how much frizziness you experience. I would recommend that you retwist the entire length of your baby lock, okay? The reason why I say that is so that you can help train your hair to look uniform throughout the length of it. Stay away from cotton. Satin is your best friend. Like I said before, from another tip, This is not just applying to people with locks. This applies to people with hair, period, especially people with black hair, as in African American hair, you know. Our hair loses moisture easily, especially if we use cotton on our hair. So you want to tie your hair up with satin when we go to sleep, or if we're in dusty areas, go to sleep with the satin pillowcase, even if you don't want to tie your hair up. Now this is my number one tip. Leave it alone. Leave your hair alone. If you have done all the research that you feel necessary, if you are prepared, if you know what to expect when you start your locks, you've probably been watching YouTube videos for a year before starting, you've been looking at blogs, you've been asking people on the street with locks. You know about locks. It's not that complicated. You know what to expect in your lock process, right? Right? If not, then you need to get up on it, okay? But if you do, then good for you. You know what to expect. You're ready. Now, once you start your locks, once you put those twists in, those coils in, however you start your locks, once you begin, just leave it alone. Don't pull on it. You're going to disrupt the process. Don't always have your hand in hair syndrome acting up. Leave it alone. It'll lock faster if you forget about it, okay? If you start your process in the right season, I would suggest to start in like the fall where it's cooler. Then great, you can put on some hats, put on some kufis, scarves, all that. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just make sure that you still wash it regularly and moisturize it regularly. But for the most part, just leave it alone. It's gonna lock, okay? It's going to lock. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I have a ton of other tips for lock beginners in these videos. Check them out. I'll have the links in the description as well if you're watching this on your phone and can't access my links through the video. I'm getting a phone call. That's my cue. Gotta go. Love, light, locks. Hello?